Story time. And this story time is brought to you by Delta Airlines. Now, before y'all come for me in the comments, I love my Delta Airlines. I'm a Sky Miles member. I am hoping to eventually make it to the point where I can get in the Delta Lounge without having to ask somebody to come get me or let me use a buddy pass. But nevertheless, here's a story time. So this actually takes place in Los Angeles. I was flying from LAX back home to Atlanta. And this actually happened Thursday night going into Friday. Okay. This is a red eye flight. So I'm going to set the scene for y'all. I went to LA. Everything was fine. Had a wonderful time with TikTok and some executives. And it was a lot of fun. There's a video on my page that you can see kind of how that was like. I was booked for a red eye flight Thursday night, leaving at 11:59 p.m. and I should be arriving back home in Atlanta at around 7:15 in the morning. That's what I was booked on. So, made it to the airport to LAX. Everything was fine. Made it to Terminal 3. Made it to my gate 37A. And everything was good. I still had my hair on. I had some comfortable clothes on. We're good. They go ahead. They start boarding us. I get to my seat, and I see that we're on like the brand new 2025 Delta plane. Okay, this thing was nice. The new seats they're a little more roomier. I didn't need an extension. I was feeling skinny. I was feeling good. As soon as I sat in my seat, because it is a red eye flight, I took a sleeping pill and I was feeling good. So everyone's loading. We're all good. They eventually tell us, we're going to go ahead and we're getting ready to push back from the gate. Please enjoy this Delta flight. The video that tells you about the safety features on this plane. And if you've ever flown Delta, you know what video I'm talking about. So go ahead. We push back. Remember, I took a sleeping pill. So I'm already starting to feel a little woozy, starting to feel a little like, yes, I took the hair off and put a bonnet on. It was dark. It's fine. Y'all seen me with a scarf on. I was comfortable. I done kicked off my sneakers, have on my fuzzy socks. I was good, ready to go for a good night's sleep so I could wake up at around 7 o'clock in Atlanta, go home, get dressed, get refreshed, and then go to work. That was the plan. So we pushed back from the gate. And then we eventually make it to that part where you're out right before you get to the runway. So the best analogy I can give is when like you're at the end of the corner at the stop sign and you just waiting to go ahead and, go into the next thing. So we're sitting there. Sleeping pills starting to kick in. So I'm just like, all right, well, I'll wake up when I can tell that we're about to take off, because you can always kind of feel when the plane is getting ready to take off. We still sitting there. And we still sitting there. And I look out the window and I'm like, ain't no traffic. What's going on? Like, ain't no planes coming. So what the problem is? No sooner do I think that, here comes the captain. Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We're having a little maintenance issue. So we're going to have to be towed back to the gate. Y'all, at this point, the sleeping pill is playing crime mob, knuck if you buck. So it's like beating my ass. And I'm thinking to myself, why don't you just put the plane in reverse and go ahead and go back to the gate? Don't come for me. It was late. So anyway, we eventually get towed back to the gate. And for those of you who were like, well, that kind of makes sense. A plane can't get in reverse. I know. We eventually make it back to gate 37A. And then he comes back and he says, we're going to bring maintenance on so they can try to fix what the issue is. If they clear us, we're going to go ahead and head out to Atlanta. We're sorry for the delay. We're just going to try to get this fixed as quickly as we can. So I'm sitting there, fall asleep. I wake up and I can hear the maintenance guy still talking. So clearly, whatever little nap I had, we're still sitting at 37A. So finally, captain comes back. And the captain, I'm going to tell y'all what he said, and then I'm going to tell you what I heard. It'll make sense. What he said was, ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, it's your captain again. Basically, the number 2 engine wasn't working. And so maintenance is trying to fix the issue. If they fix the issue and we are cleared, we're going to go ahead and head to Atlanta. If they don't fix the issue, then what Delta's going to do is try to find another plane, and then we will go ahead and get everyone on that plane. We'll have to deboard, but we'll get you to Atlanta. Then he said, this is what he said. In about 4 hours, we're going to cap out at our time. And so Delta is trying to get it fixed, but in about 4 hours, our crew is going to cap out on our time. What I heard was, ladies and gentlemen, this your captain. All right, the plane is acting up. We're going to try to get it fixed, but whatever Delta's going to do, if they don't get it fixed, they get you another plane. Whatever they're going to do, I'm clocking out in 4 hours. We'll get you, somebody will get you to Atlanta, but I'm clocking out in 4 hours. I swear to y'all, that's what I heard. But again, that is a sleeping pill. So I'm sitting there in my seat, kind of laughing at the own thoughts that I had in my head. And I'm thinking to myself, he's basically letting us know, y'all need to fix this issue because I'm clocking out in 4 hours. I don't give a damn what you do. Needless to say, fall back to sleep. Wake up. Flight attendants turned on the lights. I said, damn. Sure enough, she's so sweet. She comes over the loudspeaker. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry, but we're not cleared to leave to go to Atlanta. We're going to have to deboard the plane. Please grab all of your things. Don't worry about your bags. We're going to go ahead and take care of it. Everything will be fine. So we proceed to deboard the plane. I proceed, fix my bonnet, put my hoodie on to cover my bonnet, put my sneakers back on, grab my stuff, and get off the plane. We're off the plane at gate 37A at LAX. The airport is damn near closed. There's nothing open. Even the women's bathroom was closed for cleaning. So we're all just kind of going out into the gate area, just sitting there. Some people got on the floor, started, to go back to sleep. Other people tried to go, I guess, kind of see what other bathrooms were open. I sat there, one eye open, one eye closed, pulled my hoodie down so that it's covering my eyes, so maybe I can close my eyes for a minute. And then I get an alert from Delta on my phone saying, hey, you're going to be boarding at 1:35. We were supposed to leave at 11:59, so it's now 1:15, 1:20 in the morning. My mind and my body are on Atlanta time, so I am just like, I'm fighting to stay awake just so I can know what's going on. So the gentleman at the gate, I don't know his name, but the gate agent basically says, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry. Do not worry. We are working to try to get this resolved. As soon as I know, I will let you guys know. You don't have to stand in line, because there were people in line, I guess, trying to get rebooked. Because if you had a connecting flight in Atlanta, chances are you're going to miss that flight. So he's letting everyone know, we're taking care of your bags. Everything's going to be taken care of. I'm just trying to get more information. I felt a little bad for him because there was such a long line of people ready to be like, get me on another flight. There were no other flights that night. So Delta sends out a thing on our app saying, if you would like to get rebooked, here are some options. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I was in a first class seat. There were no flights available later on that had first class available. They were all sold out. So basically, I had the decision of either wait and see what's going to happen, or you're going to have to try to get on the next flight where you're still booked in the cabin that you're currently in, which would have been the red eye for Friday night into Saturday. Did I lose you? Does that make sense? So in other words, I would have had to wait almost a full day to try to get into another flight that had my same class that I was booked in. If I booked a flight in a different class, it said on the app, you will not get credit for the difference. I cannot believe this, but don't worry, there is a part 2. And before y'all even trip, I'm going to upload all this in one day. So part 2 coming.